Welcome, everybody. Season 3, Episode 2 of the podcast. I'm glad to have you back. We got some fun stuff to talk about this week.
Everybody get your Monster Energy drinks and let's fucking talk games.
Or you could drink water and...
I'm expecting Joe to punch the wall in like any second. God!
He's gonna fucking bring his fist up and... Oh!
That's okay. I beat Risk of Rain 2 today without getting pissed off, so the drywall is safe for another day.
Oh,
for now, until Joe feels horny, and then the drywall has to suffer.
Remember how we were talking about that game? We were talking about that game, how I thought it was like super depressing or something.
What game?
Risk of Rain. I got it confused with Heavy Rain.
Oh.
That one's a super depressing one.
Well, when you name all your things, everything with the word rain in it. Sorry about that.
It's gonna sound depressing and all.
Yeah, there's just too much rain. Too much rain. What are we, in Seattle or something?
Rain is depressing. Hey.
It is.
Some people find it calming.
Lex says Red Bull for the win. Anytime I drink Red Bull, is if it's mixed with Patron. So.
I'm not allowed to, technically, because of brand loyalty, I'm not supposed to drink Monster anymore. Only supposed to be Red Bull.
Well, are you sponsored by Red Bull? Because I see no Red Bull stuff behind you.
Look what's going on here! Oh!
I side with Joe because I actually
in trouble because of my.
I like Red Bull.
I'm not in trouble.
Only like Red Bull with Patron. So
see, that's Patron is an interesting. I've never heard Patron. Normally it's like
Patron and Red Bull.
What is it? The fucking Red Bull and Jaeger for a Jaeger bomb.
That's so gross.
I don't know. I've never
Jaeger's just fun. To me.
People drink shit.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just like I rather Red Bull and Patron is known as a Tic Tac because that literally tastes like a Tic Tac.
What flavor? Just a normal
orange. No, orange. Tastes like the orange
really?
Tic Tac.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Monster is just. I can't drink Red Bull by itself because I feel like. It feels like it's.
Are you just drinking like the normal ones, none of the flavored stuff?
I don't fuck with flavor shit. It's like I only drink regular Monster. I don't drink flavored water because that shit's just weird to me. I
like the before I started working at Hayden, the mango Monster was my favorite one. The Day of the Dead can.
Yeah. I had a friend who liked that, and then they had a friend who also liked the coffee one, the Java.
I haven't tried that one.
I wouldn't mess with that.
No thanks. But Red Bull released the watermelon flavor this summer. That one's actually really good. It's more.
Yeah, it's
really smooth.
We see it at Wawa.
Yeah, I like it because it's really smooth. There's not a whole lot of bite to it, as opposed to like the peach nectarine. That one's pretty sharp. But here we are talking about energy drinks because we're a bunch of sad gamer boys.
I only drink it because I work overnight, so
yeah. I get a watermelon Red Bull every night when I get it.
And that's only if I need it. If I don't take enough naps during the day.
A Red Bull and a bag of gummy bears.
If I don't take enough
go
naps,
wrong with that combination.
If I don't take enough naps, I need a Monster. And usually they're like 2 for whatever right now.
I probably would be like having the Monster I have, but with like gushers.
I wonder if I should take this just to fuck myself over. This is from that Raise.
Oh, that Raise Energy.
The last thing they send a couple of this, but this is pre-workout. Woo! This is apparently it's nuclear pre-workout fuel. Broken Arrow.
Sorry, nuclear?
That's what it says on here. So.
Oh god.
I drank the sleep aid one. It was cinnamon bun. It tasted really good. It had a
sleep aid?
Yeah. I drank it. I don't know if it worked, to be honest, because it was one day I couldn't go to sleep. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I should be in bed. I should be right now. And I couldn't, so I just drank that. So I guess it worked.
But it didn't work.
I couldn't tell if it worked or not, because like eventually I just laid there in bed and just closed my eyes and just hope for the best, and I fell asleep.
That's weird.
Okay.
I didn't know they did sleep aids.
There's no sugar.
What does it say in it?
Oh, I threw out the packaging.
No.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like we talked about trying to work with those Rays people, and I don't know if it.
They're like that. I told you, they're like that girlfriend who you broke up with. Who, like, oh my God, it's not working out.
Everybody who's listening to this podcast is probably going to have Raise Energy advertisements on their Facebook feeds.
And then it's like,
you're welcome.
They're so desperate. Like, I still get coupons from them and stuff. It's like, you're coming
fucking
on
needy.
Like, you're coming on too strong. Like, we had a good run, but
it was a one night stand.
It was just
move on.
It was just too.
But you
too
just
strong.
kept caring too much.
Well, wasn't yeah?
Very pushy.
Yeah, very pushy. Very pushy indeed.
Oh,
bit too strong.
Bit too strong. All right. Well, speaking of coming on too strong, we should talk about EA being too strong with their microtransactions, and now they've lost exclusivity to Star Wars.
Whoa! Yay!
It was
probably. I'm pretty
themselves.
excited.
They doomed themselves.
They did. I mean,
they did it to themselves.
Literally. I want to see if I can find their statement. Because it made me laugh really hard.
They were like, but we made good game. I don't know. That's what I feel like.
No,
oh my God.
Not like with the Battlefront games, at least not initially for Battlefront 2, but they did fine with Jedi Fallen Order and Squadron, so at least there's that, but no, you're losing that exclusivity. Fuck you.
Oh, they did edit the statement. Okay.
Oh, they did now.
This is you're gonna laugh. I'm gonna see if you catch this. So EA's response to Disney revoking their exclusivity for the Star Wars franchise, they said, "We are proud of our long-standing collaboration with Lucasfilm's games, which will continue for years to come. Our talented teams have created some of the most successful games in the history of the Star Wars franchise, including Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and Star Wars Squadrons. We love Star Wars and look forward to creating more exciting experiences for players to enjoy." So you'll notice Star Wars Battlefront 2 wasn't in that list.
unless they're counting Battlefront as a whole series.
That's what I'm thinking that they're going along
because they put through their. I mean, they published DICE and them published normal Star Wars Battlefront, and then they did Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I know, but they still might count it as one franchise.
They could have.
They probably meant.
That's like saying DICE is successful with Battlefield. With the Battlefield, what are you gonna say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we all know 5 sucks.
You have to say the franchise.
They say the franchise, including the bad shit. Give us fucking Bad Company 3, you motherfuckers.
I know.
Bad Company 2 was such a
I know.
Game. But anyway.
Good. Anyway, so they lost exclusivity, and then
they could have said series too. So
whatever they wanted to say for
personally,
that,
me personally, I don't think I think they excluded Battlefront 2 on purpose. Because Battlefront 2 was the nail in the coffin for them. With all of the controversy that was surrounding that, that's what led Disney to say, you know what? Fuck off.
Oh, yeah. That pretty much was the big nail in the coffin with that.
Oh, we all know that was.
I think they are still working. I think they have a title or two that they're still working on. Yes, Lucasfilm made it clear that it would continue to work with EA and said that there were a number of projects underway with the talented teams at EA. One of them is presumably a sequel to Fallen Order.
They probably still have, to fulfill that contract. But
I think
they're not going any forward.
2 or 3 years on the franchise
exclusivity.
Yeah, no, not on exclusivity. They have it on the franchise. Like they own the rights to Star Wars for a little bit longer.
Which is fine. It gives Ubisoft time to make to flesh out those games, whatever. So it's about right.
Yeah, they're being made by the team that was for this Ubisoft Star Wars game. It's going to be made by the people that made the Division game. So there's that going on. Probably going to be like a live service type of game, just like the Division, but something, I guess. Just not a lot of microtransactions.
So
don't pull an EA. Don't pull an EA with that with Battlefront.
I'm gonna drop that article in the chat.
Well, see, here's the thing.
That was a IGN article that you guys can check out if you wanted to.
See, here's the thing. The Division has microtransactions, but none of it actually.
They're reasonable though.
But none of it affects gameplay.
It's cosmetic.
All cosmetic, so it's like it's not a big deal that it's in.
It's not going to be like game altering like what they did.
It's literally
Battlefront 2 at
it's
all.
Literally cosmetics and what else was it? It's not like Rainbow, because even like if you think about it, even Rainbow Six has it, and that's only to buy
cosmetics,
operators and stuff.
And operators.
About that. And it's like cosmetics and different ornaments for your stuff, and so you can try to think. Can you get weapons in battle in the Division 2? No.
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Maybe it wouldn't surprise me because they do that sort of thing with like the Assassin's Creed games. I know that there's like a live service thing for those games in terms of like buying like weapons on there, which
but
that sucks. Really... Nobody's gonna buy that shit.
It don't really affect the game that though.
They don't.
That's why, that's why people don't bat an eye when it's in like Ubisoft games, whereas in an EA game, EA game.
Yeah, I mean,
meant to
all of the
alter the game like in that person's favor.
I mean, Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn both had microtransactions technically, but it was for in-game currency that allowed you to buy.
But those were single-player games.
Yeah, those are single-player.
Yeah,
games.
They're not online.
But they're still. I mean, there's still microtransactions, but they're not.
It is. Yeah,
they're not like you said, game-altering stuff.
Yeah, but see, that's a bad example because that's straight a single-player game.
Well,
the Division isn't a single-player game. It's single player.
There's co-op now, so it's
but the co-op is kind of a jump in, jump out type thing.
Yeah,
not like the Division we have to actually squad up and get tasks done. Like I can leave out in Fallout 5 and it's like okay, whatever, no big deal. I can still continue going out through.
In Fallout 5,
you know what I meant. Hush your mouth.
Are you talking about 76? Okay.
You know what I meant.
I didn't think I heard you right for a second, but I was like, no, he did say that.
We need a Fallout 5.
No,
just good.
Yeah, we're gonna forget about Fallout 76 like we forgot about Andromeda.
Except for Hippie.
Except
for Hippie.
The greatest game in the world.
Hippie will never forget. So EA loses exclusivity, and then right after that, Ubisoft announces that they're working on an open world Star Wars game.
That's funny.
Fallout 5 plus 71, but no one will accept it. That seems legit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Star Wars open world. What do you think?
Well, I just did mention it's being made by the same people that worked on the Division, so it's probably going to be something similar to that, but space.
It was done before. Kind of with
Okay, so I'm gonna for people that haven't played Division games, because there's probably people out there that haven't. Yeah. What we're talking about is kind of a open world kind of, but all the areas have different threat levels, so to speak, right?
It's basically like a different level of enemies depending on that location. Yes.
Yeah. So like you've got your purple enemies and your blue enemies and your common enemies and stuff like that, which would make sense. What would you like to see out of an open world Star Wars game? And this is a question for the chat too. I would love to know what the chat thinks about what they would love to see in a open world Star Wars game. Because this is
actually take place
other than like bounty hunter,
I guess,
or be like some sort of like spice sort of guy that just travels around the universe, just being the
spice trader.
Yeah, trader, you mean?
Spice trader or whatever.
Trader. Some
I don't
spice
know.
type of guy. That's a thing in real life.
Not that extent. I mean, just in Star Wars.
Well, if you're a spice trader, that's what I mean.
I want to be a spice trader like now, but I want to do it in a spaceship.
Like spice guy, like he like.
Bruce, want some death sticks?
I believe KOTOR was an open world Star Wars game.
It was, but that was more
when
like
they had the MMO. When
RPG.
I mean open worlds, when they had the MMO, I wonder if they're doing something like that, because that's basically what it's gotta be.
It's alluding to that, possibly.
You played different like classes and storylines with that one, right? Like you had a smuggler, you had Jedi, you had Sith, and all that stuff.
Smuggler, that was the word.
No, you said spice. You said spice trader.
I know I said spice, but I didn't know like the word. What it
That's
was.
not a smuggler. Is not a spice trader. A smuggler is literally.
They do like a bunch of other stuff, like capturing creatures or whatever the hell they want to do.
Han Solo was a smuggler. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I know.
I'm pretty sure he didn't do only spices.
He probably did at some point.
That's like under the smuggler thing.
I was going to ask him if that's what he meant,
spice trader. You're literally going around in the galaxy in your little putt-putt vehicle, collecting spices on different planets, and then going selling them in the markets of fucking Coruscant or whatever. That's literally your job. I'm not gonna lie.
Fights here and there.
I'm not gonna lie. That would actually be interesting. Just saying.
Would be.
I feel like that's just No Man's Sky reskinned.
Not really.
I wouldn't. But Star Wars though.
But Star Wars. I would like. So I like the idea of less Jedi stuff.
Right. Because it's like almost oversaturated. Not that it's a bad thing.
No, Jedi games are fun. But I also like, and I mean, this is me as a person. I'm a big, I love world building and I love lore and depth in games like that. So stuff that's like, yeah, okay, we know what the Jedi were doing during this period of time, but what was like the rest of the world? This was a galactic, like if this takes place during the reign of the Empire, obviously we weren't just all the fucking rebels were just attacking one place. There were multiple battles going on that we could cover stuff like that. We could run a smuggler storyline, which would actually go really well into a division type gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. Before Disney brought Lucas, there was a whole bunch of that, and said, nope, none of this is canon anymore. So there used to be a whole bunch of books,
that's why they put it in Legends. Things. Those bastards.
And they were like, nope, none of this is canon anymore. Our canon is going to be what we decide. So prior to the shitty sequels that just came out, there was actually sequel books and stuff made. Like, for example, Han and Leia had twins, not just one child.
Not just Kylo.
And he didn't turn to the dark. They were kind of like Ahsoka, how they were Jedis but like kind of rejected, but they were like what's the gray?
That was it was like gray more of like a gray Jedi sort of thing.
Yeah. And there was also other different stories. One story what I would have loved to see them adapt, but they were like, nope, because it's not canon, was Shadows of the Empire. fucking great game on the 64, a great book, and they were like, no, none of this is canon. So we're like, okay.
The Legends material is much more better than their
They have
new
that right
stuff,
because they own it now, and it sucks because there was such good stories and stuff out there written by different authors that they just don't want they want to Disneyfy it. Same thing like what they're doing to Marvel stuff.
Mm.
But we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I've got a lot of hope for an open world Star Wars game because
it can be big.
There's just so much you could do between planet side missions and space missions and.
But I want
any other time period that you could explore in this Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess
universe.
that's the question, right? Which era or how many eras are we going to cover with this?
I mean, honestly,
they're probably going to play it safe and going to be around the.
As long as they don't go past,
tie it in with the movies.
As long as they don't go past Jedi, I'm fine with it. Because the other shit I don't like. Nobody asked for The Last Jedi. Nobody asked for. I can't even think of the titles. But yeah, those are all trash.
Mm-hmm. I haven't actually watched any of the newest ones.
You don't have to watch. Trust me, you don't have to watch them.
I think I will say I did enjoy Rogue One.
Rogue One is different. Rogue One was a side story.
That's good. That's a good film.
Because that set up the stuff that happened in the first movie, New Hope. Sense.
Mm-hmm. Galen Merrick's story, the Starkiller one. That's a great story.
Yes. Starkiller wasn't a big...
AKA the angriest Jedi.
Yes, Lujikal.
He was pretty angsty.
Let's just not talk about that second
game
that came from that, because that was terrible.
But the first game was great.
Yeah, I remember.
No, just keep that first game. Let that be canon.
That's
what was I gonna say now?
I don't even think I played this.
You don't need to.
I had no.
It's awful.
Yeah, I had no interest in it. Like the first one was great. It's like certain games. It's just like okay, first one was great. It didn't need to. It didn't need to be a second game.
No,
going back to the eras thing, I think Ubisoft has the potential to make multiple games along this thread if they cover all the different eras in a different game. Because there's enough content in each era, the Separatists, the Republic, the Empire, the Rebellion. There's enough content between those eras that each could constitute its own game.
I wouldn't even say game. It can be see, I would, if they make it an active open world where there's say 10,000 players on the server going out there,
Okay, so you're talking an active MMO style world.
Style, yeah, but Division where you still level up and stuff like that. It has and just buy the game and let it be free and pay for DLC, whatever, fine, because that's how they do it, but to make it just a sandbox open world would be fine, but they would have to really put in a lot of content to satisfy
different zones for each planet they can go on.
Okay, so
certain size.
Here's my question. It sounds like we're almost blurring the lines between Division and what was that title I was just thinking of?
Public?
No, there's a different thing I was thinking of. Destiny. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that free-to-play model that he was talking about?
Kind of, yeah. With even if it's just paid DLC to go into the next era of the universe. But again, you've got
a ton of
players on the same server. There you have live events that you go and participate in.
I mean,
you know,
I'd be okay with it. Destiny does that sort of thing.
I'll be fine with it too, you know.
Like everybody's on like the free-to-play games, and there are some good quality games that go along with that sort of model. So it's a profitable thing that you can do, for sure.
I feel like a Destiny 2 Division model might actually be a really good way to go with this game. I mean, I would like, yeah. I mean, like Jose, we've complained about the Destiny one, how it feels intimidating to get into it because we're so far behind. I feel like with a Star Wars model, that might not be as intimidating because. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I haven't played.
Are you talking about in terms of like the loot grind or something, or is it necessarily like the loot grind, just like the storytelling,
and the leveling and all that?
Basically, what he's saying is, if he got into Destiny now, he would be lost with everything that's going on because a lot of the older content isn't there anymore.
And because of who I am as a player with lore and stuff,
isn't there anymore.
But
and to answer Sea of Noise's questions, no, I have not been bitten by a moose in the wild.
It's an interesting.
That's funny.
Wait, what?
I wouldn't want to be bit by a moose in the wild, but either way.
I mean, I'm near to like the forests and all that, but I've never came across a moose.
You're not in Canada.
Are you kidding me? There's moose in Fort Anna all the time.
Never been by one because they're staying in their own fucking territory.
Moose will go where Moose wants to go. I'm just saying.
I know.
So if Moose wants to come over and flip your car just for shits and giggles, it will do it, and you have no choice but to accept it.
And then I would have to think to myself,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Fight the moose
about my car
because it's whatever color. Maybe it just angered him because it was in his way. Same, you know. You've all
I can imagine a bear flipping over cars, but moose.
No, a bear will want to get into your car because there'll be a snack in there of some sort.
Yes, there's always snacks for bears.
Yes.
This is true. That would be reasonable. That would be reasonable.
Dude.
But if we're dealing with a pissed off moose, just say, oh, fuck I see that silver car outside, fuck you.
Yeah.
That moose's name would be Kyle.
I am very excited to see what Ubisoft does. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this was a terrible idea. It's going to be so buggy." Like, yeah,
maybe.
We
don't know yet.
Here's a crazy idea, right? Maybe don't be a dick to the developers, and push them as hard as you did with Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
maybe it won't be terrible.
There you go. We just solved the issue, guys.
I guess.
I
don't know how that's gonna play out, but that's a good suggestion that we could advocate. Treat your developers good.
Yeah, I will say there was an article that went out that, and I think I mentioned this last week, that after seeing the Cyberpunk stuff that happened, a lot of the GTA community was like, hey, you know how we were like really angry about how GTA 6 isn't here yet? Yeah, take your time with that.
Take all the time.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Take all the time you need.
Yeah. So, and then Bethesda announced a new title, which I feel is interesting timing considering all the other stuff they're working on right now. But Bethesda announced a Indiana Jones title this week.
Yeah.
Which also has a lot of potential. And I was actually talking with Lugical and another guy at work named Gio about this. And I feel like this isn't going to be it's going to be an open level game, not necessarily an open world game. Right?
I would see it in the vein as a
Dishonored,
Uncharted.
Right? Oh, it could be Uncharted too. That could be work too. Okay. I mean, it's in the same vein as Uncharted in terms of it's a
I mean, that's what inspired Uncharted. Yeah,
it's an adventure game exploring ruins. But I think in terms of like mechanics and how the game's going to work, I think it's going to look more like Dishonored. From in Bethesda's vein of how they run games.
If they do it in that first-person model that, yes, they are known for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if they'll do it in the first-person model.
I mean, Machine Games, the developers that are working on this, are known for making the Wolfenstein games, the recent ones, and, they do first-person for that, so it's a good... So it's a good way to think that they're probably gonna make this this Indiana Jones game first person. That's
just Bethesda's
there's
style.
Merit to that.
Yeah. But I feel like, again, that's another game that has a lot of potential to be fun. And also, like we said, it's Uncharted inspired. Xbox now owns Bethesda.
Yeah.
And they don't really have any titles in this vein of adventure. PlayStation has Uncharted and Tomb Raider. Xbox doesn't really have either of those.
Okay,
oh wait, yes, I'm sorry. That's not an exclusive. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. I don't know why I thought Tomb Raider was an exclusive for some reason.
I mean, they did pull that with the second game, the recent titles for like Xbox. When the second game came out, that was like a exclusive to like Xbox at the time. It was really weird how that whole thing turned out with that, but it's not anymore.
They have like a timed exclusive, like it's on Xbox only for a little while.
I think that's what happened with that.
I'm not really sure I understand the point of timed exclusives.
I don't either. It's dumb.
I think it's to help produce console sales, if anything. It's like, oh, you want to play it on here, you can only get it on here, so buy that console.
Which
makes
Steam,
sense.
I really wanted to play Hitman 3 on Steam, but it's only timed exclusive onto Epic, and I'm kind of pissed off about that just because I want achievements, god damn it.
Yeah, that's weird that Epic doesn't have any kind of achievements yet. I think you're just looking for
if you think about it, Epic's really a hosting because, like, for example, I brought Scott Pilgrim and it has achievements, but you have to link your Ubisoft account with it.
Okay, so
your achievements come through
Ubisoft's own thing, yes.
Not through Epic. So I think Epic's more just a hosting, whereas Steam,
yes, it is.
Has bonus for whatever reason. I don't know.
Joe just wants those trading cards. Let's be honest here.
I do. I want those cards.
And you're still salty.
I can sell those. If I get those ones, those rare ones, you can get a decent amount of cash for those.
First of all, none of y'all knew about it unless I would have told you what those cards do. So
what's that?
I get a cut of that 10%.
I did actually. I did actually get my first foil card.
It's a finder's fee. So how it works.
Yeah. I did get my first foil Steam card, but it's only worth 14 cents. So fuck me.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, it was one of the Dishonored ones, so it's a dead game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, it's literally worth the same amount as most of like my current game cards that are just normal.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I mean, we don't have. All we had was a teaser trailer for the Indiana Jones game. We didn't really have any kind of context or anything like that. I mean, we could sit here and try and do a full breakdown of the trailer, but I don't think we're going to get anything out of it.
That's already been done.
Yeah, it's already been done. So we don't really know if this is a new adventure. We don't know if this is like, oh, we're gonna walk you through.
They said it was.
They said it was original movies, but in video games.
They said it was an original adventure.
Okay, so it is an original. Yep. Interesting.
Very good.
That's fine as long as it's not the.
Very good.
the alien skull thing.
Kingdom of the Crystal. Oh, wait, was it Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Yeah,
Something of a crystal skull.
No, that was right.
That movie was dumb.
So bad. It was like the next. It was. I mean, I would say that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and the Mummy movie that came out close to that same time were probably both equally bad.
Oh yeah, they were.
Because the Mummy movie had absolutely nothing to do with whatever the time.
Oh no, it did not at all.
So
they were trying. Who was making that under? Was it under Warner Brothers or something? They were trying to make the monster universe from like the classic monsters from the 1960 films.
Universal.
To make
it was
Universal. Okay, Universal.
Because they own all the rights to the monster movie.
Yes. The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. That was that really 2008?
That wasn't the same.
I thought you were talking about that recent one with Tom Cruise. That Mummy movie. Are we frozen right now?
No, I'm just laughing because Fact Check Jim is fact checking and he's getting all his.
I'm like, I feel like I remember a Mummy movie with Tom Cruise, but now I don't know.
The Mummy movie with Tom Cruise just came out 2 years ago. That was trying to be a reboot of the original Mummy. Not the one. So then it wasn't the Dragon Emperor. I think the Dragon Emperor. That was just that was the third movie of fourth movie, I should say, of the Mummy trilogy.
Wait, I thought there was three movies from that entire.
There's the Mummy, the Mummy Returns, and then the Mummy Tomb of the Dragon.
Well, if you count the Scorpion, kind of an all side.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a side story because he does. Was that Emotep or was that The Rock? That was The Rock.
I remember The Rock being.
Yeah,
I thought those were separate, like.
Oh no, because it started in the second movie, and then it spun off into its own.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like there was application for the Scorpion King and the Mummy, or Mummy movies. Sorry. Wow.
Yep.
Anyway, Scorpion King was a good movie. I did enjoy that movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah, not watching it now though. It was a movie of its time.
Probably no.
It was, yeah. I would say probably.
At the time it was.
Yeah.
It was. Like back then, it was like, yay! You watch it now, it's just like, oh god, it's terrible. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you gotta appreciate the films now these days. They look so good, but
it was early 2000s, so I mean, it was a product of its time.
Yeah, that's why I say it was a product of its time. Try to watch it now. It's like,
all right. So how we doing on time? We got a couple more minutes to cover a couple things, right?
We didn't start until. Oh yeah, we got 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. So
put time limits on us now.
That's what he.
No, I mean we just try to do an hour because it's. If you want to go longer and you want to edit the, fine, go for it, Joe. Let's do it.
Because he
you want to edit the fucking audio?
He can't edit past an hour because he breaks down and cries.
Okay.
I can't edit past an hour because I have adult responsibilities called 4-year-old toddler.
This is true. Okay, I understand.
Just do what every normal parent does. Put him in front of something and let him go crazy. You know what you do?
These keys?
See, that's the problem.
Keys, no, around.
You know what you need to do?
Is the problem.
You need to get a wall.
Please tell me. Tell me what I need to do.
You need to get a wall with the paint that's washable. Paint a wall and then just let him go crazy on it, because all the stuff comes off. I actually know a couple people who've done that.
You can paint some dinosaurs.
Brett and I have talked about that before, but we haven't actually done it.
You know, give him one wall, even if it's in his room. Paint his room with the paint that is washable and lets you know, he can draw on it or whatever, and it washes off. I'm busy.
That's possible. Speaking of his dinosaurs, I did almost die last night. One of those goddamn things you bought him, Joe.
Wait, you gotta explain this.
I was walking into the kitchen and he had them all lined up.
And he was trying to kill you. That wasn't Joe's fault. You're someone trying to kill you.
Well, he didn't have the resources to kill me before. Joe gave him the resources.
He has plenty of resources. He just didn't know how to use it.
Joe was the weapon dealer.
I'm pretty sure if Joe gave him Legos, be the ultimate one.
Joe is his weapon stealer. But it was, it made me so mad because there was he's got all these fucking dinosaurs that are just I can kick him out of the way. But then there's one, the Ankylosaurus one, that's just got spikes all up its back.
Uh-huh.
And it's almost the same color as the carpet. And I stepped right on top of that bastard. Oh, and I almost ate shit into my kitchen. It hurt so bad.
Ow.
I was so angry. Brittany's just sitting on the couch watching me almost die. And I'm like, are you fucking ugh.
You see this shit?
I routinely get home from work, take off my shoes, and step on a dinosaur, which then results in me just punting them across the room because I'm just it's 4 a.m. I don't want to step on dinosaurs.
Then it's your fault because then you punt them and then they land somewhere and then he's like, oh, we just play with them here and line them up or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And then, the cycle repeats.
Yeah.
It's time to kill Daddy with my dinosaurs.
The regular fucking Stewie Griffin over here. Instead of the mom, it's you.
Damn you, father!
Always putting him down for naps and taking away his tablet, even when it's not when he didn't charge it and blaming him for it.
Here's I charge his tablet every night.
This is why I keep my dinosaurs on my desk.
He gets up on the days that he doesn't have school. He gets up and he eats breakfast and then he starts doing his educational shit on his tablet. And then he will just fucking go all day. And about 3 o'clock is how long that battery life will last. And it dies at 3 o'clock when it's time for his nap. But he gets mad at me because he played his tablet all afternoon and it died.
That's how it goes.
That's why he lines up those dinosaurs.
He knows exactly. Joe's right. That's why he lines up these dinosaurs. I'm going to get you back.
Then I'll put it on the charger. It's on the charger for 5 minutes. He grabs it while I'm not paying attention, plays it, and then it dies again. And he gets mad at me again because he doesn't understand why it's not an insta charge.
The plot only thickens.
It really does.
I love my son. I love him so much.
I think he's contractually obligated to say that, folks.
Good boy.
He's got 14 years left to say this.
I can't help but just laugh at it.
14 years left. 14 years left, folks.
I understand he doesn't connect the dots, but I'm like, bro, come on.
He talks to his son like he's a Kyle. And his son just looks at him like,
all right. Anyway, have you, if you haven't been getting your iPhones, PlayStations, or Nintendo Switches, there might be a reason if you're in Middletown, Connecticut, as a USPS supervisor has been sentenced to 9 months of home confinement and a $20,000 fine after being caught stealing these items.
God.
So my thing is this: that's all they got when they be like, "Oh, theft of mail is a federal crime." If I were to do that, or you guys,
I know, right?
You would get 20 years in jail or whatever. Because
a huge amount of fines.
It's a federal crime, $100,000 fine. It's a federal crime to steal from the mail, but this guy does it in the mail, and it's 9 months of home confinement. And okay.
Them lawyers with their fancy words, I tell you.
This took place in 2020. This took place between the months of February and April, and this person was charged with embezzlement of mail by a U.S. Postal Service employee.
It's probably because he was a supervisor. They were like, "Well, had all them years worked with them. Well, I can only assume. So they probably went easy on him.
Well, that sounds like that's like a huge responsibility if he got that position. And with
I mean, this
sort
person's
of thing happening.
This person's not that old. They're only 34.
Oh, then they protected their own kind, I guess. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me. You know.
And what? They're not gonna do that again?
Well, they're gonna do it again.
Maybe not.
So they got 3 years of probation. 9 months. First 9 months of that is home confinement. Which, welcome to 2020. Everybody's doing it. 2021, whatever. Well, I mean, he was sentenced in October, so he started in 2020.
Right.
No, because just because you're sentenced doesn't mean you start right then there.
No, there's like a waiting period for like certain.
Sometimes they would tell cases. You that, to make it an even, they'll start it on like.
Right. Usually how that is sometimes here.
It all depends on how the court go about it.
Right.
Because you can be sentenced and I have to go back for sentencing. With all the bullshit
to like make it official. Yeah. Pretty much.
That's why you see court cases, they were like, they have like pre-court trials and stuff like that, and then they get a range sentencing on whatever day, yada yada yada.
So
it's just like a lot of discussion that goes along with these.
According to the research I'm finding, the maximum term for this charge was an imprisonment of 5 years. He actually was just sentenced this week, which is why we're just hearing about it, even though he was charged in October.
See, like I said,
which again takes its time.
It takes its time. The court systems are, especially now with all this stuff, they were slow before.
Much slower now.
Probably slower now.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah. So that's kind of messed up. You're expecting a package, and then the thing was, an
expensive one at that.
And then they were saying it's marked as delivery, but trust me, I go through this bullshit with FedEx. So, and then they're like, "Oh, it's marked as delivery." I'm like, bitch, no, it's not. It's not here. And then, like, either dust causing, some companies won't replace it. Especially, like, if it shows that it was lost in the mail, like, if it's in, like, in progress.
Lost in transit somewhere, yeah.
If they even put, or if it says, like, for example, I ordered something off of eBay. I actually just got the money back from the guy that we were talking back and forth because it was supposed to be here last week, but it hasn't been. And they're like, they were like, I don't doubt, with the COVID and shit, that the mail system is, behind, which it is, that is what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm getting other stuff through the mail. Granted, it'll take a day or two extra, but I'm getting other stuff, and it's coming from the same area where I ordered other stuff off of eBay. So it's like, they just straight up lost it. So gotta give me that refund. If it comes in the mail, it comes in the mail. But if it doesn't, I'm not,
Yeah. I haven't really had any issues with shipping times. I mean, I just had a bunch of packages delivered that I ordered last week from several different vendors. I got stuff from Harbor Freight. I got stuff from Amazon, from USPS. And all of it arrived within the right amount of time. So it might be like just harder hit on the east due to population density, I wonder.
I don't know, because like I get like certain things like on Amazon mostly for like my PC, just to like get like that Anchor connector, and now I'm getting the stand for my light now.
Amazon is its own thing. You have to remember, unless it says it's shipping through USPS, and it will tell you on tracking. Amazon is its own company when it comes. That doesn't, unless they say specifically it's coming through USPS.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just like saying I never had like an issue with like Amazon when I'm ordering stuff and getting it in the mail.
No,
That's what I'm
you
like
won't.
trying to say.
Because they have they mostly.
That's what
it
I'm
might
saying,
be a
'cause
little different out in his
the,
region because I don't think they have an Amazon facility there.
No, we don't. We
so
don't at all.
it's probably still UPS.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember,
I'd say so.
Your Amazon packages don't come from the house. They have many facilities near my house, and all my stuff come from it.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
They don't service. They don't always service the area you're actually. So if you look,
there's a lot of my stuff. Like I recently started being able to get 1-day shipping on most of my, or not on most of my stuff, on some of the stuff I ordered, not all of it. So I mean, I guess that tracks.
Yeah.
But they're also.
I get a lot of my stuff comes out of Kentucky for stuff like
really.
Yep.
Interesting. I think a lot of my stuff.
It gets sent to like North Jersey facility, then Jersey facility out here delivers it.
Oh, okay. So it's just a.
Or it comes from Kentucky, Lexington facility.
Okay. Hey, most of my stuff comes from California at this point,
which would make sense.
Yeah.
Even though they're building one by you.
Well, there's building 2 now.
Yeah.
They've got the one in Nampa that they're building, and now they just announced a couple months ago that they bought land for one physically in Boise. So, and it's looking like it's going to be roughly the same size too, which is interesting to me. So yeah, all right. So yeah, so if you lost your Xbox or your PlayStation and stuff, that's where you're in Connecticut. That might be why.
Yep. Because this guy wanted to, buy and sell it, or keep it for himself, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure he sold it. Because would make no that got busted, and pretty sure they would go to his house to see the stolen property. So
right.
That's just stupid. He's dudes in the post office. Like why would you think you get away with that, especially being in a federal organization?
A federal employee, yeah.
Yeah.
That money scalping though.
All right. Well, I think
you would have been better off taking it off of a porch.
Yeah, really coming back for it later.
Some of those videos were funny though.
Oh, the guy that makes like the glitter bombs and stuff?
No, just people who record their packages, stuff, prevent it from.
Oh, I know there was a Facebook video that goes around during the holidays of a inventor guy that actually worked with Macaulay Culkin.
He
to make a glitter bomb thing for porch.
That's actually a service you can order.
Really?
Yeah, you can not. I don't think it's that guy, but it's a glitter bomb service where you can. Well, that one he just made it because he was trying to get his stuff stolen. But this service, you can actually send a glitter bomb to anyone. As it like a regular present. Like if you're pissed, it's basically like a revenge type business. So if you were pissed off at like for example, if you want to send one to your former employer of thanking them for many tumultuous weeks of work, you could send it as a glitter bomb and address it to whoever, and then they'll literally they'll dress it up like it's a regular package or a present, whatever. They'll put a little card on it, and then when they open it up, boom, glitter everywhere.
I wish my old boss didn't work remotely. That would be great.
What I do is find out where.
Or I could just send him the bag of gummy dicks.
I've seen those all day, all week at work.
You can also do that.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Oh no, we saw that.
Wait, glitter bomb, but with the gummy dicks. Have that pop out just everywhere.
It'd be too heavy.
So you want a glitter bomb mechanism that launches gummy dicks all over.
Yes, let that be the thing.
It would be too heavy, and then if you put like a few of them, it would make no sense. Because then they'd be like, "What the hell just flew out?" And
it would be a funny thing, though.
Unless it's like they open it and it launches the dicks into their face, that would be
yes.
I feel like that would hurt them because if you think about it, if you put a pound of gummy,
that's a lot of gummies.
It's heavy though. I'm looking at it in terms of weight. So
I wouldn't use that many.
It would be like it wouldn't even go anywhere. Your heart's in the right place, but I don't think it would. Just like your weird choice of telling people that they went to Burger King to get the ass Whopper, that made no sense whatsoever.
What? They're ordering a fresh can of ass whopping at BK. Did you know? Burger's name.
I think that's probably a good place to wrap up.
Oh dear Lord. Joe Smack Talk.
I don't really know where to go from there. Although I will finish by saying that there was a thread going around on Reddit this week of a local Boise gun store that had a can of Twisted Tea on one of its display cases.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's funny.
And with that, we're going to say thank you, everybody, for hanging out. And we'll catch you guys next week. We appreciate your support. Be sure to swing by our social medias, our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok, our Facebook. Drop a like or a follow on any of those pages. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow and reach new people. Be sure to, if you're enjoying the podcast, be sure to share it with your friends. Just recommend episodes to them, man. It really helps if people hear about us. People tend to keep listening to us when they find us. As long as they skip season 1. Season 1 was rough.
Just skip.
Well, that's because that was the learning.
That's when season 2 gets good.
That was the learning. You can't, because there's context in season 2 that people were like, "What is this from?" They have to find out.
Yeah.
Then they'll have to watch more of the podcast for our benefit.
Or go back and listen to one.
Our benefit.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for your support. Bye.